well and are, in a true sense, joint venture partners. We're getting along incredibly well in the production and sale of massive amounts of oil and gas, the second largest reserves on Earth after the United States of America. We're now totally independent of the Middle East, and yet we are there to help. We don't have to be there. We don't need their oil. We don't need anything they have, but we're there to help our allies. Tonight, I want to provide an update on the tremendous progress our warriors have made in Iran and discuss why Operation Epic Fury is necessary for the safety of America and the security of the free world. From the very first day I announced my campaign for president in 2015, I have vowed that I would never allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon. This fanatical regime has been chanting death to America, death to Israel for 47 years. Their proxies were behind the murder of 241 Americans in the Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, the slaughter of hundreds of our service members with roadside bombs. They were involved in the attack on the USS Cole, and they carried out the countless other heinous acts, including the just horrible, bloody atrocities of October 7th in Israel, something that most people have never seen anything like it. This murderous regime also recently killed 45,000 of their own people who were protesting in Iran. 45,000 dead.
Like you fucking care.
For these terrorists to have nuclear weapons would be an intolerable threat. The most violent and thuggish regime on earth would be free to carry out their campaigns of terror, coercion, conquest, and mass murder from behind a nuclear shield. I will never let that happen, and neither should any of our past presidents. This situation has been going on for 47 years and should have been handled long before I arrived in office. I did many things during my 2 terms in office to stop the quest for nuclear weapons by Iran first, and perhaps most importantly, I killed General Qasem Soleimani in my first term. He was an evil genius, brilliant person, a horrible human being, however, the father of the roadside bomb, and he lived just horrible what he did. Iran would have been perhaps in far better, stronger position. Had he lived, we would have had probably a different conversation tonight. But you know what? We'd still be winning and winning big. And then, very importantly, I terminated Barack Hussein Obama's Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. Obama gave them $1.7 billion in cash, green cash. Took it out of banks from Virginia, D.C., and Maryland, all the cash they had.
It was their money.
By airplanes in an attempt to buy their respect and loyalty, but it didn't work.
Sanctioned or whatever.
They laughed at our president and ran with their mission to have a nuclear bomb. His Iran deal would have led to a colossal arsenal of massive nuclear weapons for Iran, and they would have had them years ago, and they would have used them. Would have been a different world. There would have been no Middle East and no Israel right now, in my opinion, the opinion of a lot of great experts. Had I not terminated that terrible deal, and I was so honored to do it. I was so proud to do it. It was so bad right from the beginning. Essentially, I did what no other president was willing to do.
He's titillated.
They made mistakes, and I am correcting them. My first preference was always the path of diplomacy, yet the regime continued their relentless quest for nuclear weapons and rejected every attempt at an agreement. For this reason, in June, I ordered a strike on Iran's key nuclear facilities, an Operation Midnight Hammer. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Those beautiful B-2 bombers performed magnificently. We totally obliterated those nuclear sites. The regime then sought to rebuild their nuclear program at a totally different location, making clear they had no intention of abandoning their pursuit of nuclear weapons. They were also rapidly building a vast stockpile of conventional ballistic missiles and would soon have had missiles that could reach the American homeland, Europe, and virtually any other place on Earth. Iran's strategy was so obvious. They wanted to produce as many missiles as possible, and they did, with the longest range possible. And they had some weapons that nobody believed they had. We just learned that out. We took them out. We took them all out.
They just
so
learned that out.
that no one would really dare stop them. And their race for a nuclear bomb, a nuclear weapon like nobody's ever seen before. They were right at the doorstep. For years, everyone has said that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. But in the end, those are just words if you're not willing to take action when the time comes. As I stated in my announcement of Operation Epic Fury, our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten.
I don't think that
Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives. And every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job." Every one of them.
God.
And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East,
That Adderall's wearing
Israel,
off on him.
Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States.
With no inflation.
And the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we're number one producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and We're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten
Why did our gas
and completely
prices go up?
decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. Number one, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much.
And we are so
number
bankrupt.
Two, build up some
We're so
delayed
bankrupt.
courage.
We need
Should
your
have done
money.
it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible. They are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great, big, beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon
Who's
be
making more
roaring
money
back
than they
like
thought?
never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago.
The rich people, the
I
billionaires.
made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
I thought that he was done.
In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change.
Share responsibly on live. I just got like
an
alert on the live stream about confirming sources before sharing and engaging with content. That's
They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable.
That's not
true. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously. We have not
I'm
hit
just
their
confused.
oil,
Like,
even though that's the easiest
Iran's
target
been planning
of all,
this for 10 years, man.
because
They
it
got
would
like
not
80
give
meters
them
of line.
even a small chance of survival or rebuilding. But we could hit it, and it would be gone, and there's not a thing they could do about it. They have no anti-aircraft equipment. Their
I think he's all
radar is
prompter.
100% annihilated. We are unstoppable as a military force. The nuclear sites that we obliterated with the B-2 bombers have been hit so hard that it would take months to get near the nuclear dust, and we have it under intense satellite surveillance and control. If we see them make a move, even a move for it, we'll hit them with missiles very hard again. We have all the cards, they have none. It's very important that we keep this conflict in perspective. American involvement in World War I lasted 1 year, 7 months, and 5 days. World War II lasted for 3 years, 8 months, and 25 days. The Korean War lasted for 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. The Vietnam War lasted for 19 years, 5 months, and 29 days. Iraq went on for 8 years, 8 months, and 28 days. We are in this military operation so powerful, so brilliant against one of the most powerful countries for 32 days.
I thought
and
he
the
just
country
said
is
this
being
war. I thought he
eviscerated,
just said this war
and
had been going
essentially
on for
is
47
really no
years.
longer a threat.
He
Hold on,
started
hold
this
They
on.
were the
speech by
bully of the
saying
Middle
that.
East, but they're the bully no longer.
World War One
This
started
is a
in
true
1914 and
investment
ended in
your
19.
No, you're
children's
talking
and your
about U.S.
grandchildren's
involvement.
future. The whole
Oh
world is
God,
watching, and
no,
they can't
dude.
believe the power, strength, and brilliance. They just can't believe what they're seeing. They leave it to your imagination, but they can't believe what they're seeing. The brilliance of the United States military. Tonight, every American can look forward to a day when we are finally free from the
Back on
wickedness of
prop.
Iranian aggression and
Back
the
on what
specter
your
of
audio is
nuclear
like very
blackmail.
kind of
Because of the actions we have taken, we are on the cusp of ending Iran's sinister threat to America
I thought you already
and the
ended it.
world. And I'll tell you, the world is watching. And when we do, when it's all over, the United
I thought it
States
was
will
all
be
over.
safer, stronger, more prosperous, and greater than it has ever been before. May God bless the men and women of the United
just a
States
panic
Armed
speech.
Forces, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, and good night.
I knew it. It's just a panic speech. Of course, it's not an announcement of anything.
And the president's speech went for about 19 minutes.
Was
We
this
have
because
all the
Keir
cards,
Starmer
they have
and
none. He said
did a
in
speech
referring
today?
to Iran.
It's
We
it's
want to get your
because
reaction
he.
next
I mean, maybe,
about
but
the
it's
president's
because
speech
a
and
bunch
the
of
war in
polls came
Iran.
out.
202 is the
and
area
he's
code
not
for all
doing
of our
so hot.
numbers. 748-8920 if you are a Republican.
Very, very poorly.
Dude, Keir Starmer's speech was
748-8921
pretty
if
stark.
you are a
So
Democrat. And if you are
Yeah,
neither
and
of the above,
the Australian PM also gave a speech earlier today.
yeah,
202-748-8922.
which was very
You
similar.
can see all the social media
I
addresses.
bet you
at
everybody in the
bottom, where you
UK
can
now that
continue the
voted
conversation
Brexit
or
wishes they
send us a
didn't.
comment as well.
Dumbasses.
Rejoining us now is Matthew Kronig of the Atlantic Council. He held positions in the
That's so
defense and
fucking funny.
intelligence.
Of course, it's one big just nonsense. It's not. It was pointless. That was fucking.
That was a big
Panic
circle.
ramble.
That was a circle jerk. Let's be honest with ourselves.
That was dumb. I should make a little post about it.
The lies. Oh my God, I tried to count them and I lost count after 5 minutes.
It was just a whole lot of nothing. So let's talk about the contradictions. So he started by saying it was a 47-year war. Then he said it was a 32-day. Did he say it was 32 day?
32 days. Yeah.
32 days, yeah.
32 days. And in comparison, yeah.
That he annihilated their navy.
That he annihilated everything. Everything's done. Mission accomplished. But also that it will continue and there's still much more to destroy. And if they do anything, we will destroy any more. But also we will destroy more anyway. And we will finish it. You know, it's Schrodinger's
But we already
war.
finished it.
But I
But we
thought you already
finished it.
destroyed everything. But you already destroyed
Well,
everything.
exactly.
So what's there to
Exactly.
destroy?
It's Schrodinger's war. That was a panic speech. And then, you know, I love that he dropped. Oh, and also don't forget the Strait of Hormuz will just open naturally. You know, kind of like a woman's body has a natural way of shutting things down. The same logic here. The Strait of Hormuz is gonna naturally open. Isn't that funny? So did it naturally? I just
Well, and they need to protect it. What?
Yeah. There's nothing we're yeah.
First of
by
all,
a sundowning man.
the gas prices. Everything was fine. Everything was fine before America showed up. Gas was okay. Everything was fine. Then it went up. Now we have to protect it so it doesn't go up. What are you talking about?
Yep. Hold on.
Every day, I don't think anything can get more dumb.
The input capture, output capture, desktop audio, Instagram. Can you hear my guests right now? Can you guys hear my guests right now? Instagram. IG. Could you hear the other people talking or no? It's an excursion and also yes? No, Instagram. You're not on Instagram, Foxy. You can't hear them at the moment. Yeah, they're not talking right now. Hey, guests, can you say something real quick for Instagram? Yes, you can. Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Hey, yo.
Hello.
Check
okay.
one.
We're cool.
I honestly, the only way that we were talking about this today, we think the only way the Strait of Hormuz can open is if China steps in. He's about
But
the
China
only
doesn't need to step in. Is the sad thing.
exactly.
They can
They don't
just.
need to. But if we wanted something to change, Iran would change for China. Like if China came in and said, "Do it," but they don't need to. They're getting oil from us now.
They would. Well, they'll just squeeze it until they get their economic, um, like all tariffs and stuff removed. Like they're getting their oil through there.
Well, they're also getting oil from Canada now. They made a deal with us.
If I were Iran, I would just make any oil that came through the strait had to be purchased in yuan and just crush it. But that's just me. I'm not giving. I mean, they already know that.
The only problem is you're not just crushing the United States. You're crushing anyone that's attached to the American dollar, like Canada. So there's
GT
that.
couldn't fire up
Yeah,
the
but
system?
as Iran, you don't care.
I guess not.
I mean, to be fair, my prime minister said in 2019 that we needed to create a different currency because we were so attached to America. And let's be honest, we can't sanction America without hurting ourselves, like globally.
Yeah, but everyone
Because
in the world is
of
just moving away.
what's the first
from-
thing we do when you stay sanctions? Yeah, but we still are until like the only for Canada, we would have to see if we could get in with the EU, right? That's our best option right now, unless we make a whole new currency, which is literally impossible. So at like this quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I want to know is like, what's Trump's excuse also if he says, well, we have all the oil we need. We're the biggest producers of oil, the biggest refiners of oil. We got the Venezuelan oil. We got all whatever. We got all the oil we need, I believe is a quote. Cool. Why does it cost so much? Oh, have you lost control of the capitalists? Are you saying that the oil companies are taking advantage under your watch? Is that what's happening? Uh-oh. My internet is fucking struggling. God damn. God damn. How do I get fiber? How do I force Verizon to set up fiber in my building?
You got to email them.
Do I really?
I'm just
I
kidding.
don't know. I'm Canadian. Sorry. I don't know. I find it really hard to believe that he thinks that you've got the best economy when he's literally making bilateral deals for the aid that USAID was US aid was supposed to be doing, taking it away and then coming back and saying, "Hey, give us unfettered access to your natural resources in Africa, and we'll give you the drugs you need, like HIV
Careful, don't say that.
meds
Don't say
and polio and all that stuff."
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
That's
I forgot. We're not on a Canadian stream.
No. Sketch, I know.
They don't.
Sketch is trying to explain basic economics to me, saying if oil gets more expensive overseas, it gets more expensive at home as well. Yeah, I got that much, buddy. Did you watch Trump's speech? I'm questioning the logic of Trump's claims and his assurances that America is fine because it produces so much oil. And like, also apparently America has no inflation.
If
That was it's supposed to double by the end of the year, guys.
God. Fucking hell.
we don't really use American oil for
We
gasoline.
use ours.
Well,
Yeah.
That's the other thing. He said that
America
they don't
produces a lot
import
of
any.
light crude.
He said that you guys don't import any oil. You literally import Canadian oil.
No, he did say we import oil, but he
No, he said that they don't need to anymore.
We don't
he
need
did
to.
say
We're
we
good.
do, But yeah.
We're good.
We're
We don't need
all the oil we
to.
need.
And I was like,
Between-
your plants literally refine Canadian oil. Like what is happening?
Yeah.
like 80% of the oil, or is it 70 or 80% of the oil companies in Canada are American companies.
What's the do we have a full transcript up yet?
Um, I don't know if C-SPAN's. I think C-SPAN does like a live one. There's also that that website that always does it. I don't think we have it up yet. I could check.
I would I do think if this doesn't go well, which it won't, because that was a trash bag of a speech. I think the next step is he'll throw Hegseth under the bus.
Yeah,
Really?
for the mess.
I
Yeah,
thought
maybe.
the low hanging fruit was gonna be Cash Patel and
Maybe. Yeah, but Cash has nothing to do with the war, you know.
It's gonna be hard
no, but
to hurt him
distraction.
on the Iran thing. I think um since it's going so for if this doesn't land, which there's no way it does, there'll he'll have to pretend as if he was lied to about um, the goals and the end state and where we actually are now and all that kind of stuff, which means that uh,
I mean, he already
Hegseth,
kind of set the stage for that when he
yeah, of
said that
course,
with his son-in-law, and who was the other person that convinced him that he should go when he made that statement.
Yeah.
Said that so I mean, like, he's already set the stage to have an out.
uh, and I think moving Hegseth out is probably the easiest move. Uh, Golly, already floundering just after the first year.
I mean, to be fair though, I'm halfway through Hegseth's book and he literally put the playlist in there.
What did he say?
He was talking about invading Iran. It's all in this book. I was like reading it. I was like, wait,
But like
so
beyond
you
that, did he
planned
like
on getting in. He was planning to get in basically what I feel is that they were planning to get in last election. They didn't, so he wrote this stupid ass book.
Yeah.
And basically said that what they would do. And they're literally playing it out. I've
But
gotten
what
through
else
half
did
of
they
it.
say other than we're gonna invade Iran? Like, did he talk about like the plan in Iran or just we're gonna invade Iran?
Yeah, he's got the reasons why they would, and I'm just in the midst of it. When I'm done, I'll text you it.
Okay.
Like I just got to the part about Iran invading Iran and and he also, I think he put it was like gonna be like it would take them a week and a half or something. I don't know. It was really stupid.
Julia said when he listed the years.
Well, yeah, he's also very, very convinced of this America.
He's very convinced of what? Robert?
Hegseth and they have this idea of American strength and military power that isn't very. And you and I talked about this the other day, Brenna, that they think that we have this ability to just go in and do all these things, but we have this sort of uh, exaggerated idea of how our military works. Like the United States public doesn't simply understand how the military works, and you don't really expect that to expand to the Secretary of Defense, but evidently he has the same problem.
He's a Fox News host. Like,
Right.
yeah. We would be foolish not to expect it from him. He's a fucking Fox News host. They're like literally all they know. All Fox News knows
And
how
we
to
got rid of
do
all the institutional knowledge.
is propaganda. Yes. Yes, we did get rid of all the people who actually know shit. But,
Which is actually pretty. Did you guys see Marjorie Taylor Smith or Marjorie Taylor whatever?
Green?
Fuck. Marjorie Taylor Greene go after Fox yesterday? calling them basically a rag magazine. Her and Ann Coulter.
That's funny. Her and Ann Coulter.
Yeah, Ann Coulter put out a tweet, and if I can find it, I thought I screenshot it. Put out a tweet saying that see if I can find it. I had a really good laugh.
What the fuck is my...
Oh, here it is. Ann Coulter wrote, "Watching Fox News assures viewers that the Iranian war is going super well and Trump is a total stud. Is like watching the same network reassure voters that Dominion voting systems were rigged in the
Don't say...
2020
You can't,
election."
Gracie, you can't see that. You're gonna get us booted. You can't quote that.
Sorry, it's hard. I've got to switch so that I'm in US mode. Okay, the
No, you said it, so it's done. But
Okay.
don't... Yeah.
2020 election and Trump was the winner. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene comes in and goes, "Fox, we can't say we can't say her name either."
No, I'm saying 2020. You can't...
2020, yeah. And then Fox, whoops, sorry. What were you gonna say? I can't say.
Sorry, I'm reconnecting. My fucking thing is reconnecting. You can't repeat their misinformation about the election because that will get me like removed for misinformation.
Oh, okay. I need to adjust because in Canada we don't get booted. So then she goes on to say that Fox, the network, is now the fake.
Mm.
And then it goes on saying brainwashing boomers to support what we voted against.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought hell froze over.
I mean, she's just fucking... It's just a life raft. She's just building herself a little life raft. You know what I mean? Robert predicted... Wait, let's pull
My
up your
question is, do you think she's going to try running again?
She might. What do you think, Robert? She might, as like a new generation. Like
What's
once
that?
everything implodes and everyone's like, fuck MAGA, fuck Trump, she might.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
I think she'll align herself with Tucker Carlson. That's going to be the closest alignment.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that shakes for her. Whether she'll try to be on like a vice presidential ticket with Tucker as a front runner. I mean, Tucker's going to run in 28 for sure.
Really? You think so?
He'll primary. But I think she will too.
I think she'll run. I think she'll run.
I mean, she won't get through the primary.
I think she's trying to clean up her image right now, and personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I do think MAGA fractures after the midterms, and you're going to have like the neocons and the America Firsters, and then your traditional conservative sort of Thomas Massey's, and then what's left of MAGA and the traditional Warhawks, pro-Israel group, Tom Cotton, Lindsey Graham, those guys. But I'm not even sure they stay with the Trump side of it. I think they just kind of reinvent themselves differently.
I heard Lindsey Graham's and possibly losing his seat.
Yeah, but that doesn't keep him from running for president.
That's true. That is true.
These guys don't know what it means to just sit it out. They also don't have any other skill sets. Like if Tim Burchett in Tennessee loses to Michaela in November, he doesn't know what else to do. He's never had another job. So he pretends like he's some hardworking guy from the sticks, but was born rich, went to an Ivy League school, and then came back and started running for office. That's all he's ever done. Same thing with Tom Cotton. He went to law school, and then he was in the Army for 4 years, and then he ran for Congress, or ran for Senate. I don't know that he ever even practiced as an attorney.
Oh, yeah. fucking chocolate fucks. Dude.
Did I
So I
look?
just so I just looked up Pete Hegseth versus Lloyd Austin, who was the predecessor to Pete Hegseth. I'm embarrassed. I don't understand how this man qualifies for the job that he's doing.
Oh, he
right now.
doesn't.
They don't.
It's fucking scary.
Sorry.
They don't.
If you were looking for reason behind the reason he qualifies is that he doesn't know what he's doing, and so he'll do whatever he's told.
Yeah.
He's not smart enough to have his own opinion about anything.
I did see that he reiterated the new map of the United States yesterday, which was fun.
Did he? Which one? Which version?
The Greater America. The Greater America that includes it goes basically from Greenland down all the way to the Panama Canal, including the Caribbean.
Cool. Colonization again.
What? It's
Yep.
just
That's what we were looking for. It's exactly what we needed in 2026.
I did a video on it at the beginning of March, and people are like, "You are crazy." I was like, "Nah, dude."
I mean,
There's
the funny
nothing
thing
you could
is,
tell me that they were thinking about that I wouldn't say that.
well, yeah, but the funny thing is also, it's like they're wasting so many fucking resources on bombing Iran. Like, they're not even gonna have, even if they wanted to invade any other part of North America or Central America or anything, like they're running out of shit to do it with. That's the funny thing.
Well, also, like, how many fronts? How many fronts can you take on? That's my bigger question. You're in Ecuador, you're in Venezuela, you're in Nigeria, you're in the Middle East. Like, what? You're planning on going into Cuba? What is happening here?
This is where their lack of understanding of how the military works comes into play.
Did nobody review what happened to Napoleon?
Right.
Anybody?
Oh, I love that you
prime-
think that they're reading things.
Robert, when you say this is where your knowledge of how the military works comes into play. What?
They don't. You would for every like deployment group that you would have going somewhere, you have to have a ground operations base. Like, you need to have like dedicated people that are running that, and we don't have that anymore. It's all being run centrally. So like Hegseth is just wanting to deploy, and there's not the JSOC groups that are going to be deploying groups that are based out of those areas, and they are like a big guy in a fight with a bunch of small guys. But eventually, 4, 5, or 6 people, like, you're going to get tired, and you're going to run out of things to throw. We're shooting $1 million missiles at $80 drones. You know what I mean? They just don't know what they're doing.
Well, I mean, also each section of Iran is run they can run separately. They don't need, if something was happening and they were cut off from communication, they know how to run separately. That's how they've trained their military.
Iran doesn't need long range missiles. That's
No,
the thing. They're not developing long range missiles. Everything they need to strike is within striking distance of the missiles they already have and have developed. And so the idea that they need a nuclear weapon is crazy. They don't need a nuclear weapon. Probably don't want a nuclear weapon, to be honest with you.
Well, a nuclear weapon is different from range. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. But additionally, like, developing missiles outside of, to spend that kind of money like the United States spends on missiles, they don't have the capabilities to do it, but 2, they don't have the need. They can do these. I think, was it like $1,800? I think, for the drones that they send out. Like, it's not very expensive. And we're shooting. They don't care if they shoot them down. We're shooting $1 million missiles at their $2,000 drones.
Yeah.
And they can just buy as many $2,000 drones as they want, and they do an incredible amount of damage when they land. If they don't, there's another one right behind it, and their short range ballistic missiles are doing plenty of damage wherever they shoot them. I mean, they're getting past the Iron Dome.
So that this absurdity that they think they have to go in, that they were going to go in and destroy these missile defense systems that Iran has. Well, they don't have one to destroy, so that's crazy. It's not like they have some giant, huge naval. So you can destroying their navy is not a big deal. The problem has always been every administration has always known that the problem with going to war with Iran, who has never started a war, by the way, in case anybody's wondering, uh, is that they've always known that they would fight outwardly instead of head on. They're going to attack Qatar and Saudi Arabia and Kuwait and Iraq. They're going to attack all those oil infrastructures around there and cripple the U.S. economy. You don't need a nuclear weapon. Just you don't need to hit Los Angeles. You just need to cripple the U.S. economy, and they do it very, very effectively. And that's always been their strategy. And how on earth the Trump administration and Hegseth and these people didn't just pull a goddamn binder off a shelf and go, "Oh, this is what Iran's going to do whenever we attack them," is fucking absurd.
They don't read, dude.
Yeah, but I wonder. But this is where I'm nervous is what they're doing behind the scenes by making these bilateral. Like, I don't know if you guys heard about Project Vault that came out in February.
Project what?
Yes, no. Project Vault.
I'm not sure. What was it?
Okay, so Project Vault is how they're going to stockpile minerals. And basically they took $10 billion from you guys and $2 billion from private investments. So it's gonna be a joint thing with billionaires. Basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna stockpile minerals. And of course, these rare earth minerals, they're making these bilateral deals with countries in Africa and Latin. So like the lithium triangle, that's why they've started the Shield of Americas, because everybody that's the three countries, Chile, Bolivia, and Argentina, is part of the lithium triangle. So now they'll control the lithium. So they're going to stockpile it. That way they can control the markets. They control how our EVs go. They're doing the same thing in Africa. So when they pulled USAID, that's why they're going into Africa now to all these countries that needed these medications and are saying, hey, give us unfeathered access to your minerals and we'll give you the medication you need. So they would essentially, because what they're trying to do is control the supply chain. But also what they did is they went in as they're making these deals, telling them that they want their medical data of their people. That way they can predict when pandemics are going to happen or illnesses are going to happen. So then they can control the medication that's coming out and the price of the medication. So the whole world it basically undermines the World Health Organization. So basically the world would kind of be at they're trying to do it in other ways. So while this is all going on, everyone's distracted with the other crap that they're doing.
I gotta look this up.
Who's in charge of this?
It's you're gonna make me have to go into my notes.
Oil prices rose immediately after Trump's speech. Oh my god.
I know we shouldn't laugh about that.
Yeah. Where did I see that? Let me see that. Oil prices.
Sorry, I did a 3-part on this, but I can't remember because I have so many other ones that I'm.
Oil prices.
It says the Export-Import Bank of the United States.
Okay, I see what.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where do you see the live chart?
So they know that
Inger. Wait, what chart are you guys looking at? I'm not
I don't
gonna
know
get
how
the actual chart up.
gas prices go up.
Yeah, what
It would
chart
have to
are you
be.
looking at?
Is Tokyo still open?
Sandy, where are you looking? Where are you seeing that? Guys. Guys, the markets are closed, so it's not. Brenton, West Texas? What do you mean, like at a gas station?
No, I mean,
It's
there's
in the news?
It's up $3.60.
Right now, this second?
No, it's not right.
Like,
I'm looking at
Guardian
oil.com, but I don't understand.
Guardian, oil price, Trump address.
Oh, this is barrel. I'm sorry, not a gallon. It's up 324 a barrel to 103. I mean, Middle East markets are open.
I'm not seeing
I was just checking for China's
Dow
markets.
futures. Guardian just posted it. I'm not seeing it on the Guardian. I'm just seeing stuff that's like a day old.
Hey, go to oilprice.com, Brenna.
I was on there before, but I wasn't seeing if it was minute to minute. It's on the live updates on Guardian Australia. Oh, here we are. Wait, no, that's by day, guys. One day. Oh, yep, I found it. Okay. Oh my God.
How much did it go up? Holy shit.
Oh my God.
It's so gross.
Whatever. I want. Hey, MAGA, can we get some MAGA up in here? Can we get some MAGA up in here? Let's get some MAGA up in here. Come on. Come out.
I
Come
bet
out.
there's not
wherever
a
you
MAGA
are.
left on the
These
internet
are
today.
crude futures, I guess. Crude oil. Is this futures?
I want to ask them if they're going to pay the difference in my gas prices up here in Canada because this is goddamn ridiculous.
I don't know if this is futures. It might just be.
Also, my investments took a hit, so thank you, Trump, and
Yeah,
everyone
thanks
that
so
voted for
much.
him.
Stocks. Crude oil. I think this is just stock. Should you go get gas right now? Is it going to be worse in the morning?
It's definitely going to be worse in the
No,
yeah.
not at the pump though. That's not.
I would tell you to go get
Not
it
at
now.
not at the pump, and don't like people
Up
are
he-
already panicking buying.
Up here, we see right away.
Really, Jesus.
Oh, are they? We don't have panic buying, but
The Australian PM went out.
I mean,
That's what he.
$3
addressed
a
today.
barrel is not really going to do it.
It's not what?
well, did you hear what they were doing there? They're giving people certain states are getting free bus service now. And they're also trying to talk companies into letting them work from home.
Damn. You know that has like spillover effects on the economy, guys. Because when people, the whole reason, part of the reason people wanted.
$13.
The whole reason people wanted them to come to it's $13 in Australia right now. They
That's insane. I think
the-
we worked out ours. It's $8 USD.
Oh, Brenna, it is
it's 13
just
Australian
sorry.
dollars.
It's about to cross $4 a barrel.
Yeah, yes. I'm watching it right now.
Wow.
It's up here. Cuz we started I think it's more than $4 a barrel. You're
Holy
talking about this,
shit.
right? It started at let's see, at
It's
9.
Right in just a sec. Now I'm talking about crude. Just regular
Oh my
crude.
God.
So
WTI crude.
it was at 98 and then
Here,
we're at
here's
104.
104.
It's $6 up.
Brent's almost $5 a barrel.
Crude is up $6.
About to hit 105.
Change.
Oh my god.
Brent. Jesus Christ.
Does that say 105? Okay.
Yeah. This went up from 99. So Brent was just like $1 higher, and now it's like 105. Oh God. Guys are, yeah.
What do you think it does when the U.S. market's open in the morning?
I don't fucking know. MSNBC is talking about the spike during his speech right now. Maybe I'll turn that on.
MSNBC.
Oh my God. Ooh, up to basically it just tapped 106 for a second. Brent did. Good God. Good God.
Hi, baby.
Curious, is this what we consider winning?
Say hi to Miss Brenna.
Hello.
Hi.
What a
are
cutie.
Show him your hat. Look at this.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so cute. I love those hats.
Show her the hat. Wear your hat.
Uh-oh. Wait, we're reconnecting.
Oh my God,
Oh my
I love that.
God. That's amazing. That's amazing.
All right, you got to go get in bed immediately.
For a second, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, do you know what time I go to sleep?
Do you know, Brenna, I would never.
Do you sleep?
No, she doesn't sleep.
That's my bigger question.
Brenna sleeps 30 minutes at a time throughout the day.
Standing up.
I've gone to bed and then woken up and she's still online. Like, I'm like, I'm not going to send her a message. We also owe each other a phone call, by the way.
We do.
Oh, it just topped 106.
Oh.
It's going to be a rough day tomorrow.
Oh my Lord.
Okay, I'm rewriting my will. I was joking before, but I'm rewriting my will that my grandbabies will not be allowed to forgive America for this. Oh
Look,
my
I think
God.
don't blame it on all of America, please.
I can't because I have American family, which is really hard.
I don't fucking forgive
Really hard. And friends. I lived in Texas for a while.
I don't forgive America.
All I know is I have 3 passports and not one of them is American. Thank God.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, MAGA, come up. I want MAGA to come up. Come on. Let's get some MAGA up in here. MAGA. Hey, MAGA.
I'll bet Sam is roasting people right now.
Is he on there? Is he live right now?
I'm actually shocked that you don't have anybody in here.
I know. They might be at Sam's live. Yeah, I think
we
he must be
require a
live
certain
because
level of intelligence.
he must be live because there's fewer people in here than
He's
usual.
live with it looks like he's live and it looks like he's live with Jolly Good maybe?
Oh.
No. Hold on. Let me switch.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Jesus Christ.
He's live John.
What's next? What's your prediction there, Brenna?
I think it's just gonna go up. I mean, this is like the most fucking uninteresting set of predictions to make, really. He's gonna keep fucking shit up, and oil's gonna keep going up. I just, he's gonna keep panicking because it's not gonna work. He's gonna get real mad in the morning when he sees that the price of oil went up. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that the markets are gonna go down. And he was just saying like, oh, they barely went down. They're gonna go right back up. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, he's.
They lost 3%. That's pretty substantial. That's not
Yeah.
I think I give them maybe 3 or 4 days, and then he'll say something about their talks aren't going well, and you'll see the prices come. Like, I swear to God, it's just a game with them at this point.
With some of them, Trump is in panic mode. Trump isn't enjoying this. You know what I mean? Like, the whole reason he went. That's the thing. For some of them, yes. There's like people.
There's no upside anymore.
Yeah, for some of them are absolutely like. They'll enjoy a crash as much as anything else because they'll like capitalize on whatever crash. They're the ones making the bets right now. Anytime we fucking bomb Iran, they're the ones. Yeah, there's people who are capitalizing on this, but it's like a couple of individuals. Trump is in panic mode because he's too fucking stupid. Like he genuinely thought that not only could he capitalize, but everything else would work out as well. And I think despite him capitalizing, the thing he wants most in the world is to convince people of his greatness, like even more than he wants money. So as much as he's probably, and the people around him are making money hand over fucking fist, it pisses him off that that people don't think highly of him. So he's panicking because it's going poorly, and like he's just going to keep doing dumb shit that is most likely going to basically drive him off a fucking cliff, just because while he just keeps, whatever. It's just the stock markets overseas have dipped. What markets are open right now?
Hey,
China. It should be Middle East and China.
If you look at trading, you're on trading economics, Brenna.
Mm-hmm.
You can just go to
The market.
whichever you want. Go to markets.
Yeah. Indexes. Let's do indexes. Ooh. Oh, well, these are currencies. Oh no, these are stocks. U.S. 500 down, 30, 100. Yeah. What is this date?
Tokyo's open right now as well.
So all of this trading that you're
Jesus.
looking at here are going to be projections for what it do when it opens in the morning. So
Yeah. No, this isn't. Is this futures forecast or is this just?
let's see where the dollar is. It's not futures like that,
Yeah, it's
but
not.
it is.
Yeah,
like people are trading against the
closed
US market.
market.
Right now.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So,
Currencies. God.
What I do wonder is if one of the markets will shut tomorrow if it's in free fall.
Free fall is kind of an interesting. They won't close. They will open. They won't. It would like the Dow would be gonna open less than 40 grand if they were gonna like pause the market.
No, I didn't mean the U. I'm just wondering if one of the overseas one will.
Oh,
They've done that before.
It would have to be it would just have to be in utter free fall, and I can't imagine it's going to do that today.
No, well, they're open right now, so I'm thinking tomorrow, like they'll close today, and then whatever happens in the United States, what they'll do for tomorrow. I'm watching the Japanese one fall right now, the index.
I think you're going to watch everything fall.
Everything's gonna fall. Yeah, Japan's falling. Spain's up.
I think you've got some green indicators on here, but
Spain's
What
up.
did you say?
Spain's up.
Spain's up.
Go fuck yourselves.
What's
You see the UK's? What's the UK at? Great Britain. Oh,
Great
it's green.
Britain.
So.
It's going up. Although this is day, yeah. Although it's not moving, so maybe it's not. People aren't.
Oh no, it's still
trading
not
them.
open. They're in the middle of the night. You know,
Yeah.
they're in the middle.
Yeah, but like
how
the
they
U.S. is
closed
also
yesterday.
closed, but this is like trading, I guess, against the U.S. Like this
Yeah,
is
against.
off market.
probably not a lot of trading against the UK market.
No,
Right.
I think he kind of he made himself very clear today in his speech about how the USA is not their ally, and that the UK needs a stronger agreement with the E EU.
FYI, in your grain market
Maybe if you
discussion, they're
didn't leave,
changing their
you'd-
tune. What do you mean your grain market discussion? Australia,
In my
Japan,
grain
China, South
market?
Korea. All down. Yeah, Japan's down. Hong Kong. Is it Germany? I guess they're trading against Germany right now. Why is that moving? It's interesting.
What's that, German?
Yeah. See map. I don't like these indicators.
I mean, you're not going to get a lot from this. I mean,
Yeah.
most you're going to see that there is market movement down.
Yeah. Forecasts.
Unless you're trading like currencies or something at the moment. What's the bond market look like? Oh, bond market's up.
Hmm.
I mean, not a lot, but I bet you see that bond market explode.
Crypto's down. What price is Bitcoin at right now? Oh, this here. Oh, nice, Copenhagen. Make sure, so if you're having those conversations with them, make sure to like use the opportunity to be like, it's not just Trump, because Republicans could stop him at any time. What we need, the problem is people who are going to come around to being against Trump are going to turn around and vote for the next fucking Republican anyway. And so that's not really like a solution.
It's also really easy to be anti-Trump right now because he's never going to run again.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Good point.
The machinery there that is Trump's just the head of it right now. Like they will find somebody
He's the
else
face
to
of
be
it.
the next.
He's barely even the head of it, if you ask me. There's like a lot of other people actually pulling some strings,
Sure.
you know.
Face is a better term. Yeah. So the important thing is to get into their head about what policies actually. You can't just be. It's not enough to be anti-Trump. You've got to really direct the policy discussion. The soybean markets are up. Too bad we don't have any soybeans. That's a joke about not having soybean markets in the U.S. anymore.
I know. I'm sorry for you guys.
Wait, what?
I'm not.
Well aware.
It's really it's a bullshit fucking commodity anyway.
But still, you had farmers and stuff that you know, like people got hurt, and I never want to see people get hurt.
That's true. I come from those people.
You come for those people?
It's not great. Um, I do think Arkansas, number one in the nation for barn bankruptcies last year.
Yep.
So had
And
that going for us.
and who bought them all up? The billionaires.
Hmm
So they can have control of all your food.
It's a nightmare scenario.
Oh my god, so some of the things people are writing you on Instagram.
What are they saying? What's Instagram saying?
Oh my god.
I don't even have the multi-chat up.
Somebody said that they were anti-Trump and pro-Brenna. DM me, mommy. Sorry, I looked up right.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I needed a
No, you're
laugh.
fine.
I needed a laugh.
The Mormon Church is your neighbor. I'm using the restroom. You guys are hosting. Have at it.
Sorry, Robert. I'm really glad that I'm not American. When I was little, I wanted to be because you
I
guys
think
got all the
you've
cool
done it.
toys. You got all the cool toys when I was younger first.
Who's that? Iowa or the Mormons?
The Mormon Church is my neighbor. What?
Well,
I think I missed the beginning of that conversation she's having. Can you fill me in?
no, because I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the worst at these, by the way. I don't.
Well, thank you for letting me know.
I am just, I'm very, very good at answering questions once they're posed, not in leading the discussion.
Okay, so you can probably answer my question.
What you got?
How does he plan on putting boots on the ground in Cuba when you're sending more troops overseas?
I mean, he's
I'm
only
trying to
putting like 8,000 troops into the Middle East. I mean, we have the manpower to do it. We just don't have the logistical. You're trying to fight a war on 11 fronts right now. Like it's not the manpower that's the problem. It's the logistical. It's the brain power to keep those things. You have to treat every one of them as if it's the primary objective,
right.
or people die.
Right.
And people are going to. If you put soldiers on the ground, people are going to die. There's no way around that. But if he doesn't have a plan, he doesn't know how to do it. He just says stuff sometimes and then leaves other people to try to figure it out. And I don't know that we'll put troops on the ground in Cuba and in the Middle East at the same time, just because you're fighting two different theaters. You know, World War II, we did that, but you had the infrastructure for people to do it. We essentially devoted our entire economy to war. We're not doing that anymore. It's not, we don't fight that kind of war. And so we don't even have that built into the way we operate anymore. So, I mean, they can do it, but it won't go well. We're just not built for it.
Thank you. Just making sure. I had this discussion with my brother who's military up here, and he's just like, they can't. Like,
Yeah.
it's spread too thin. You can't focus on. You give everything half your ass attention. Like,
Right now, the United States is built for air power and for Navy. Like, that's where all of the. And we are really designed more for quick strikes and missile strikes and not for putting soldiers in harm's way. So whenever you go in and you start threatening that, and then you amass them in places, it's very dangerous because I don't want to say this in any sort of inappropriate way. I know that people go to war and that they are fathers and sons and daughters and all that. But if you put people on the ground, nobody's bulletproof, right? Like you can have the most capable military in the world, but you're still not bulletproof or missile proof. Like it's people will die. And so as an American, as the American public, you have to start being okay with casualties in a war that we chose versus war that was necessary. And I just don't think we're there. So, especially the same thing in Cuba. Like, what do you want? We can use the diplomacy to build up our neighbors and to have good relationships with our neighbors instead of having to go in and remove and try to take over their all of their minerals and what is the word I'm looking for, Bruno?
I don't know.
Sometimes I'm real dumb.
Well, here, when you talk about the Caribbean, they're not building a relationship with the Caribbean right now. I can tell you that straight up. And with them going into Cuba, it's gotten the backs up of and also bullying Trinidad and Tobago. You've got the backs up, and Mia Motley out of Barbados is talking, like, came out a year ago saying that they were trying to recolonize the Caribbean. Caribbean's backs up right now. Not to mention Cuba gives majority of the Caribbean their doctors, and they do that for trading of oil and like products that they need, right? And so like Jamaica got bullied just less than a month ago, and they sent back an empty tanker, and Jamaicans were pissed. So now they're actually sending something, but that's problematic. The Caribbean is not like, they've got their backs up and they're all talking, like just like Canada's talking, making their 40 country alliance.
Well, the problem, it's not. We live in a global environment that doesn't necessitate warfare. Nobody needs to go to war for anything, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
And so to perpetuate war is barbarism at this point, right? Like there are bad actors in the world, and I think we see a bunch of them. But there's no necessity for war.
I would agree with you, but when I go and I look at Africa and I see what we have done there and who we're paying off and what is happening there, I don't know. We have had war going on for decades, and we haven't been paying. Well, I've been paying, but many people haven't been paying attention. On my page, I just put in Africa since 1950. There's been 214 coup attempts. 106 of them have actually come to fruition. That's 45 out of the 50 countries having at least one, of sovereign nations having at least one, with the help of the West. So when we say that there's no need for war, there is for the West when they want to switch out a government. It's just that it's not on our front door. It's on other people's backyards.
No, I understand what you're saying. When I say there's no necessity, I mean, as a global socioeconomic system, there's no need for, like, there's plenty. There was a time when people they didn't have to, but empires were developed because of we need more space for crops, we need more infrastructure, and so they would go and they would take, because it wasn't a currency-based system, it was a trade and goods-based system, and you needed workers and they enslaved people. That, not that the war was necessary, but if you wanted to grow, you had to go get the things. That is no longer. Well, it still happens, of course, yes, but it just doesn't have to, is what I mean. Like, there's no. We could stop having wars altogether. Everybody could just say,
diplomacy is
we're going to give you what you need. We're going to take. We're going to get what we need, and we're all going to work together in harmony. Like that
We-
is
and
very
we
And
have-
if you were doing that, you'd have to pay. Here's the thing: to do that, you would have to pay people what they're worth, not $1.90 a day to go get Kobo.
Right, Gracie. But the point is, it's like you don't have to go to war. That's the whole point.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, yes, you would have
Like,
to treat
yeah, you have to
people
do things that
correctly.
you don't want to, sure, but you don't have to go to war. And in fact, in a global economy, now the wars are affecting things on a larger scale anyway. Like now, no one can go, you can't have someone go to war halfway across the globe and not be affected by it. You know, so like,
And I'm not disagreeing with that.
and there's also, and like, ironically, like a lot of, while war is just disruptive, obviously, and destructive, and like lives are lost, like, ironically, in many ways, these sort of losses are measured economically. You know what I mean? Like the bigger sort of harm that you can do with war, not this, like, not actually, but it is the most sort of effective means to actually like enacting or to like to put pressure on nations and countries and whatnot, and to get behavior out of nations that you want, is more economics. Like it's actually the economic side of war more so than the death toll. So like ironically, you can do more damage, kind of what like Robert was saying earlier, of like Iran doesn't have to bomb the United States. They could destroy us economically. They could absolutely decimate our economy, and like, and that is going to be probably as effective in many ways as an actual like attack on American soil. You know what I mean? Like the dynamics of what is important and how the world is affected by war have changed.
I would agree, but not for all areas. Africa is a very different area than what we are. And if we compare every country the same, especially with the fact that they're already at a disadvantage, those, when you look at African nations who keep trying to fight back, like the 14 that are walking away from the franc, they are you are having civil wars happening, not because there was any strife there. It's because strife has been put there, and it benefits the West because
Right,
then they can
that
put in
doesn't
who they
prove that
want.
like you have to have that doesn't prove that like
They
you
can't.
have
United
to start
States
a war to
can't
get
go
what
in.
you want.
But I'm just saying, for them to change regimes, they can't walk in there and change the regime. That's not how that. No country is going to let the United States walk in and say, "Hey, you have to change yours."
But no, but Gracie, you're not listening. Like the point isn't
Okay.
that like what he's saying is like you don't need a war to get what you want. And like set aside the like changing the regime. The entire reason you change a regime is because you want to get something else out of the country, right? Like that is a means to an end. No one actually gives a fuck about changing the regime for the sake of the regime. It's only because they want someone who's like a closer ally. They want someone that they can manipulate more. They want someone that they can affect more. They want someone that's going to give them like more control over the oil. So sure, yeah, like changing a regime is an inherently often, you know, war part that like, I'm not going to say it is the same thing as war, but let's just call it like a version of war. What he's saying is like, you don't fucking need to walk into another country and change the regime in order to get the resources that you need and that you are seeking.
Okay, so my thing is that these countries in Africa are already like they have nothing to lose, right? And like they want their resources back, and they're fighting to get their resources back by kicking out these countries or these companies, right? American companies. And what I'm saying is the result that I'm seeing, because I'm studying this right now, the result I'm seeing is the Western nations causing strife to cause war. That's what I'm trying to say, is that you're right.
But
you
okay,
don't
but you're
need
talking
it,
about
and they
something
shouldn't
different.
do it.
Right, but you're talking about something different though, I think, than what Robert was trying to get at. I'm not trying to speak for you,
talking
Robert.
like, on the whole, as a thought experiment, not in that there is no necessity for the act of war anymore. I don't mean any particular. The United States does a lot of bad things, a lot of places.
I think
don't
for me,
disagree
it's
with that.
just, I think what's hard for me is I understand the sentiment of what you're saying. Like, I understand exactly what you're saying. It's the reality that I like when we say things like what I've learned recently is when we say things like that, people want to live in the reality that is not the actual reality for the people that live in those areas. And until until we can see somebody do it differently, it's hard for me to imagine that being what it is. And I
But that's not
try
what he's
really
saying.
hard.
But Gracie, he's not suggesting that that is the reality. Like, he is saying that we are at in a day and age where it is completely fucking unnecessary to run around like invading other countries to get their resources. It's completely unnecessary to run around like starting civil wars in other countries. It's completely unnecessary to like change other regimes. Like, that is completely fucking unnecessary especially in a global economy. I mean, we can always argue that like from the dawn of time it wasn't quite necessary, but like wars were typically fought over access to resources, right? Like, I mean, that's what it's always actually come
Which
down
is
to.
what's happening. But that's my
Right, but you're talking about
that's what I'm trying to say though. Right now, the United States is trying to get
exactly, Gracie. And the point is, the United States doesn't fucking have to do that. The whole point is that it doesn't have to do that. It is entirely by choice. Like, the US is doing this because it fucking wants to. Like, there is no need for the United States to be doing what it's doing.
including in Africa,
Where
where we have destroyed the infrastructure of most of the countries in Central and Southern Africa. My point was to say there's no reason for us to, like, warfare doesn't have to exist. Like, there's no reason for it. And the amount of resources that we attribute to the act of war, just in the United States alone, could be redistributed. To rebuild the economies of the nations that we have pushed to underdevelopment. That was the whole.
no, and I understand that. I just when I look at the way the world runs,
and
I think more for me
our
is that
entire point is that it could be run better. Like, we're not saying that the world
agree.
runs great. Like, the whole fucking point we're saying is that, yeah, it's unnecessary for this shit to be happening. You know what I mean? Like,
And I don't disagree with that statement. I don't disagree with that statement. But I also just looking at what is happening and what people what these four big countries want, like the EU, the United States, China, what they're vying for right now. It does include it. I think that was my point.
It does include what?
Is that it does include them doing what they're doing right now. They're
Yeah,
all
yes,
vying
yes.
to be able to control the supply chain. They're all vying to,
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
but
That's
the
what
whole
that
point,
was my point.
right? But the whole point is that you don't need to control the supply chain in this day and age. That's like the whole fucking point. You know what I mean? Like we are. It used to be that like, yeah, you had to fight if you needed a resource, and it was like in a place that like someone else was in charge of. Yeah, you had to. I mean, had to again. We're like using it a little bit flexible. This is like more just like a general thought of like, all of our economies are so dependent on one another and so like tied to one another that even if you do bomb a fucking quote unquote enemy country, which is bullshit, right? Like, you are still, it's not as simple as like going out and conquering a land or conquering a people and then controlling the resource that they had access to. Like, we are talking, couldn't go live? Jesus. The fuck happened? What happened? TikTok? Sorry, my TikTok lost it. Sorry, guys. I don't know what fucking happened. TikTok booted me. Sorry, guys. We got booted. Temporarily. WTI is up 4%. What does that mean? TikTok booted us. I'm laggy. Yeah. Because my fucking... Can I sue my Wi-Fi provider for better service? Yeah. Diplomacy is supposed to be doing the heavy lifting in a global economy. That's why stronger tactics like sanctions never work. Exactly. Yeah, Nora. Hey, guys. Sorry, TikTok booted us. TikTok is struggling. Hi. I don't know if it's gonna bring everyone back, but the point is, I don't know. TikTok just fucking booted me. But the point is, what we're trying to describe is just like once upon a time, right? Like, because I think you keep, and the reason I'm getting frustrated, sorry, Gracie, is because just the way you're describing it of like, well, but you need to in order to control the thing, right? And it's like, right, but you're still like viewing it. There's like still this like premise there that is, that is like, based on this belief in a necessity of control over something entirely, right? And like that is disavow yourself of that fucking premise for a second. And because that is some fuck shit we have been raised to believe, well, at least Americans and like the West especially, but I think Europe a lot less to an extent, and I'll explain why I think that in a moment. But like that is some fuck shit that we have been raised to believe, especially the United States and I think Canada and Mexico, you know, just by nature of sharing a lot of media and culture. This like idea that it's like, well, no, but like you need to control this thing, right? And you need to, and so the only way we're going to do that is like, you know, we're going to go about it by using war, invasion, whatever it is. And the point is like once upon a time, sure, if there was one source of fresh water in like all of the desert and you were there and you were a people, you know, let's say whatever, you know, a nation, a tribe, whatever. And that was the one source of fresh water, but it was under control of a different fucking nation, tribe, group of people, whatever. In order to get that resource, like if they saw you as other, you had to fight them. Like you couldn't call someone up halfway across the globe and like make a deal to import fresh water from like a different source, right? I mean, this is just like a clunky metaphor or example of it, but just like this, the resources were much more immediate. And if someone was like was going to say like, nah to you, there was no real workaround other than like fighting them for it. And going to war for it. We live in a system now that is so much more, we live in a global economy that's like, that's not how that works anymore. You know, like just because your neighbor doesn't want to give you something doesn't mean that you cannot get it somewhere else. And like, yeah, you may not be happy, you know, necessarily with the price of something, but we have now such a global economy where everything is like stacked and dependent on everything else. You have technical like adversaries fucking trading with each other constantly you have, I mean, like Russia and Israel, supposedly adversaries, supposedly enemies, they went in on a fucking pipeline together. You know what I mean? Israel transports Russian oil and gas, and they're supposedly not allies. And like, that is, you know, we live at a point where it's like, no, if you are lacking a resource, there is no fucking reason that you need to go to war in order to acquire it. There's no reason for it. And unless you start thinking of things, or you continue to think of things in the way that the United States always fucking has, which is like, no, we need to be in control of it. There's no need to be in control of it, firstly, but. Oh, and then. Here, wanna come up? Oh, boy. And when I say that, like, Europe, I think, is a little bit less, has been disavowed a little bit more of that, like, sort of like belief in this, like, need to control shit. It helps to be in control of it. Sure, it can help to be in control of it, but also, like, yeah, look how they are trading with, yeah, the proof is China. Look at how they're trading with, yes, the economy has been global for a while now, correct. Yes. With Australia, Canada, etc. Like, when I'd say, like, I think Europe is a little bit like less on the whole, like, we need to control everything. It's like, I think that comes from the fact that, like, as I was talking about earlier, and I've talked about before, a big part of America's, like, the United States' like military relationship with the rest of the world, especially its allies and like NATO, is based on the fact that after World War II, Europe was fucking decimated. And the US was fine because it got lucky and was located a little bit out of reach out of like most people that were involved in fucking World War II. So it came out with most of its manufacturing intact, a strong economy, and lots of money to invest in places, and also like lots of still very healthy like military infrastructure. Well, infrastructure is the wrong word, but just like a still very strong and healthy like military that hadn't been completely like destroyed. So the US, now the manufacturing fucking king of the world, could pump out and make a shit ton of money while Europe was rebuilding, and the US was able to go out and be like, all right, you guys, you don't have the resources to be, you know, to the UK, for example, like to be policing the waterways now, like we're gonna be the world's police, right? This whole era of Pax Americana, and like going to Europe and being like, you need to rebuild, here's a loan, right? You're gonna owe us money, it's fine. Here's our troops. We're going to be the world police. We're going to be like the big sort of military power. And so somewhat by necessity, Europe had to kind of like cede control of something pretty major, which was as simple as like, you know, defense, right? And military. And so I think there's like less, and like the United States was more kind of like had its heyday, its big sort of era of growth and success, chasing this idea of control over fucking everything. And so there's more of this idea of like the US is not satisfied unless it controls the source of everything. And like what's funny is like when Venezuela, when like they, you know, took Maduro out and stuff, I remember being on a live with a few people, and people were like, this is crazy, this is so dumb, because like no one wants the oil, like not even the oil companies want the oil, like why did he do it? And I was like, I mean, I think it's the oil. And people were like, no, but the oil companies don't want it. And I was like, yeah, but you control it, like simply by controlling it. Even if we don't use that oil, even if we don't want the oil or do anything with it, like someone else is. And so it's entirely out of pursuit of controlling something that someone else wants. And the US is very stuck on that all the fucking time. It's quintessentially American. But if you disavow yourself of that one little assumption that you need to be controlling all these different fucking things around the world, it's very easy to not actually enter into any wars, because you can get everything you need very easily. European countries are self-sustainable. What a dumb thing to say. Disabuse, yeah. Thank you. Disabuse yourself. Yeah, Amber. The U.S. believes if you don't control it, your enemies will. But also, the U.S. hates it even if its allies control it. Like, the U.S. doesn't even like it when its allies control it. Most of the time. Also, and the one thing that I wanted to get to, like, to part of the chat that I wanted to get to was, like, what's crazy also about the United States, like, starting all these fucking wars is, like, warfare has changed, and the U.S. is still, like, I believe strongly that there's an insane amount of the, like, U.S. Exceptionalism going on right now, that there's still, like, this faith in, like, U.S. military might, and I wonder if part of the moves being made right now isn't, like, partially this panic out of understanding that the U.S. is basically that we're entering into an era where the U.S. military might isn't as, like, there isn't nearly as much inequality in military abilities and capabilities now. Simply because it has gotten a lot more, but simply because warfare has changed, because technology has changed, and because as a result of both of those things, like, it's a lot more accessible. So, like, you know, when we're talking about drones, like Robert was talking about, like, how we are spending, what do you say, like $2 million missiles to, like, strike down, like, $2,000 drones, if I'm not mistaken, is what he was saying. Well, it goes the other way too, right? Like, the fact is, we're a lot easier to get to. So I have a bit of information that I can't verify by any means necessary or possible. There's, like, no way for me to verify this information, but a little birdie told me that the Colombian plane that went down, like, a week and change ago, was downed by a drone. Now, that's not what's being reported and stuff. It's a bit of a mystery, and it's being blamed on, like, old equipment. The plane was acquired in, like, 2020, if I'm not mistaken. It's like a Hercules plane or whatever. But this, like, question, it's like, you can now even, yes, the like, inequality isn't just like, oh, you're spending $2 million on, like, a missile to take down a $2,000 drone. Sure. But it's also that a $2,000 drone can take down a $1 billion plane, you know? And those drones, like, you no longer have to fly a plane halfway, like, across the globe to reach America to do some fucking damage. All you got to do is pack a little drone in a suitcase. If that, hell, buy a drone. I mean, there's no drones manufactured in the U.S. that I know of. I think they're not manufactured here. But let's say that the U.S. manufactured fucking drones. You could probably make do with something there. You know what I mean? Like, military drones, you can sneak in a lot easier. Military drones, hell, you can bring them in. You can drive them over the border. You can bring them in, like, they can be on a fucking ship. You know, like, they can be in a normal plane. There's, like, we're entering in an era where the billions upon billions of dollars that the U.S. has invested in this crazy, crazy fucking military technology is starting to be, like, kind of unnecessary. Like, there's, like, now $2,000 drones are like a match for it. You know what I mean? A drone could be brought in on a larger drone. Exactly. It's like, the world has changed. Warfare has changed. And the playing field is kind of equalizing a little bit. But also, you know, it's not just that, like, even just the result of, like, we're now out of World War II long enough that, you know, the US is not the only country with like capable manufacturing and money to invest in shit and stuff. But combine that with the fact that, yeah, tech is more accessible and shit. The US is not, I don't think so, Betty. Not in the last few days. Oh, I guess my multi-chat still doesn't have TikTok up. Sorry, you guys aren't seeing the TikTok chat. Too bad we use the latest tech to go to war. Yeah. Well. Spooky, why are you being weird? Damn. 401k went up every single month of the Biden presidency, down 85k since Trump took office. Yikes. I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? At least you got 85k to lose, right? There's something to be thankful for. Most people don't. So. Hi. All right. I guess we lost our fucking guests up here. I don't know why TikTok is being... That was my laptop. Luckily, the ball was sort of broken. Oh, boy. Great. Great. Okay. I'm gonna hop off, I think. Join some other fucking chats. See what else is being debated. Are we still debating? No. All right. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I don't know. I'm sorry that TikTok just like crapped out randomly and just stopped the chat and stuff, and we lost our guests and we lost everything. If you're on TikTok, I'm gonna see if my friends are live and join the chat or the debate that they were having. Hi. Yeah. I feel like Patty. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry that the live is... I have to like call up my fucking ISP and I don't know, like threaten to change services again. It was great for a really long time. It was great for a really fucking long time. And just for the past like month and a half, it's been absolute garbage. I kept hoping it would like fix itself, and it just hasn't. Okay. Hi. Have a good one, guys.